Many women reach midlife and quietly ask themselves, is this really my life now? Not because something is broken, but because something inside them is asking to be heard. Today's guest, Sharon Deryck, has spent years mentoring women and inspiring them to move toward their dreams. About 10 years ago, she shifted into holistic practice, deepening her understanding of how women evolve through life transitions. At this stage of her own journey, Sharon feels called to return to working with women 45 and beyond. Women who carry deep wisdom, lived experience, and an inner knowing that there's a still more meant for them. And in today's conversation, we'll talk about the heart's longing, why midlife is not an ending but a remembering, and how women can reconnect with purpose without abandoning the life they've built. So, if you ever felt a quiet pull towards something more meaningful, this conversation is for you. So, welcome, Sharon.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you,
happy to
Dr.
have you
Evelyn.
here.
So happy to be here. Of course, and working with women 45 and on is just where I feel comfortable being because when I hit 45, I got married when I was 20. So at 45, I had a 24-year-old son, a 22-year-old son, and a 19-year-old son. And all of a sudden, the nurturing and the mothering part of me was no longer needed. And therefore, I, at 45, decided there must be something that I can do out there into the world for other women and that would really interest women and help them. And so I started my, how should I say, my crazy journey. My husband called it at the time, that my wife is studying day and night on weekends. But that's
Oh,
when I
wow.
decided, yes, I decided at 45, there's something else the world really had that needed, and I probably had it. And I didn't have a lot of confidence, but I did know that deep within me, I had this feeling that I had to go. It was like a dream. It was like a soul whisper that
Hmm.
I needed to do this. And so what I did, I started my journey and I started courses. And this is where my holistic practice started. I started, I think it was reflexology, number
Oh,
one.
yeah.
And while I was taking reflexology, I had a part-time job. So that was paying for all my courses because I felt so guilty saying to my husband, well, this one is so much and that's so much. And then after reflexology, I heard about this wonderful holistic therapy, energy therapy that nurses were learning and taking the courses at the hospital. And one lady said to me, and she was a nurse, she said, why don't you come and join us with this course? Because you can come in and work on people who are ill in the hospital because this is
Mm,
accepted. And it was therapeutic touch. And I don't know if you ever heard about therapeutic
yeah.
touch, but that's like in the 1990s, 92. And I went and I took the course. And of course, I was able to work on patients in the hospital if their family wanted me to, if they needed some energy or they needed a little bit of support. And the hospitals did accept therapeutic touch. They knew nothing about Reiki in those days.
Yeah.
Then I met a whole lot of the nurses that were taking another course that was developed in the States by nurses and doctors that was called was it therapeutic? No, healing touch. There's so many areas in my life. So I went and I took, and this was being held at St. Mike's Hospital downtown, Toronto, our big hospital. And it was being run for the doctors and the nurses. And they invited me in. And I was the only non-medical person who took the course. So there again, I had some more uh, holistic, how should I say, holistic methods that I can use with clients.
Yeah.
And I just kept going. And after that, I took, oh, what happened is I had decided to take another job. And this job was
Wow.
yeah. And I was taking all these courses on the weekend and in the night. And I decided to go and work for a human services agency where women who were abused, um, were seen by the social workers. And I became an intake worker from all the jobs that I've done in previously. I thought, this is really amazing. I could feel my heart opening to these women. And they always say to me, I don't want another therapist. I want you. And I'd say, but I'm not. I'm
Mm,
just the intake worker. I'm only here for a short while. I thought I'd stay 6 months, right? So they just was so upset whenever I told them I couldn't work with them. And what that did for me, Evelyn, it made me see that there was something out there that I can do, an open-hearted something or other that women needed other than just coming to a place where the government was paying for them to have therapy. So I went and I decided, okay, Sharon, if you're going to be working with women, you better get yourself all sorted out. And what I did is I went and I started taking night courses and weekend courses of mm, transpersonal therapy, transpersonal
oh,
psychology for healing, on to heal. I did it to heal myself. I figured if you're going to become a healer, deep healer, you've got to really heal what all those issues you might have from the
yeah.
time you were a child. So I
Huh.
started in at the Transpersonal Center. I think it was in the mid 90s. You probably weren't even born yet at in Toronto, and
Early
I
90s for me.
yeah, and you know what? I was exposed to things like, oh, it was so many different things that I learned there. Shamanism, the Enneagram, the breath work, in addition to all the psychology and the therapies and how learning to work with people and learning to work with women. So by the time I opened my practice and I left that job, I think I was really qualified to
Yeah.
offer women healing on a very deep level.
Yeah.
And that's part of my background because I never stopped learning. After that,
I can
yeah,
see. Every the
yeah,
audience can see too. Lifelong
yeah.
learning.
I,
Yeah.
you know, I never stopped. And to this day, I'm a grandmother and a great grandmother this year. And well, just
Congratulations.
last year. And, people can't believe it. They think, aren't you retiring? Aren't you going to stop? And now, as I've mentioned to you before, I want to work with women because they hold the divine blueprint of the divine feminine. And I feel deep within my heart, I've written this in the magazine, one of the magazine articles, that we are the ones they have been waiting for. The world has been waiting for us. These divine feminines, these creators, we're the women of, we create. We're the greatest creation on the earth, actually, because we create life and we give life, we care for life. So I am just so thrilled to be able to be learning and helping women and doing everything that I am planning on. And this is just a whole big lot that I'm planning, but I'm getting it down and I'm still excited about what I'm about to do working with the women 45 plus.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
wonderful. And people, for me, when I
mhm,
right now across the screen and for the audience, when they listen to you, we can feel the energy, the
mhm,
energetic atmosphere and the enthusiasm you have for life. Thanks for still believe and living that because sometimes it can be hard someday when we
mhm,
think about gut up to what age that we still have that energy. Can we still survive by that time? Can we still be vital and vibrant by that time? It's a lot of
mhm.
uncertainty. And then thanks for walk the walk until you get to your level. And then we realize in the look back that a lot of women can look up to.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the sad part too. Women have so much wisdom and they have so much experience. And then all of a sudden, when they get to the age of where they think they can retire, they just go into oblivion. They go in there and they stop sharing their gifts. Not everyone,
Mhm.
but I would say a lot of women just creep into that little shell of theirs and live their life out. And that's not what we're meant to do because we're the wisdom keepers for the generations coming behind us. when my friends say to me, "What are you doing next? Are you crazy?" And I'd say, "Well, maybe I am, but I'm having lots of fun. I love what I'm doing, and I love the women I work with, and I love my clients. In fact, I have a client. I met her, uh, I can't even remember when. She must have been 25 or 30 at the time. She's 65
Mm,
now. That's
beautiful. My goodness.
I met her when I first started learning reflexology, and I
Yeah.
started working. I wasn't working. I was giving of my time to the place where the women that it was a hospice. That's right, and all the women had breast cancer or cancer of some sort, and she was this young um, girl from Hong Kong, and she'd moved to Canada, and she still has the most amazing disposition. She's still my client. In fact, she thinks I'm her mother. Her mother died when she was pretty young, and she refers to me for a lot of things. I love her. But what I find about it is that I can have someone who I met when she was in crisis, who still sees me as somebody that she can trust. And she still sees me at least once a month, sometimes twice a month. And she's the only person I do reflexology for right now because I'm transitioning. But it
Yeah.
just is, you form these relationships and you realize that you're changing lives one day or one person at a time, and
Mhm.
it's something that just fills my heart. But one of the things I wanted to mention is with women now at age 45, they've been lots of them have been nurturing their families or been nurturing somebody. Some of them have even been looking after a parent who was ill or
Mm,
something like that. So they had to
yeah.
just take whatever dreams they had, whatever whispers their soul was longing for them to follow, whichever star was guiding them, they had to put that aside, and they
Yeah.
had to, yeah, and that's where,
Responsibility.
yeah, the responsibility. You just said it, Evelyn. And now I want to take them from that nurturer to the navigator of their life and their lives, because more than one. And so they can see the future. They can see what they have inside of them from their experience and from life and life lived and whatever that they have experienced, that they can actually bring out, find a purpose whereby they can share it with other women and be passionate and be joyful, just knowing that they're changing lives as well. I just don't want to do this on my own. I want the women that work with me to see their potential, to see what they
Yeah.
have to offer, their unique
Yeah.
gifts.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. And a lot of time, I know in this busy life with the external environment, from let's say political, from health, from finance, from family, it can really add up. And our brain can feel the overwhelming from the frontal cortex, and it's just like shut down, either shut down,
Hmm.
become anxious, or become
Hmm.
angry.
Hmm.
And those can happen significantly that impact the relationship with the family. And
Hmm.
it and you talk about the nurturing part of a woman can leading into that, like we can be lost in that translation of the life responsibility, kids, picking up kids, family,
Hmm. Hmm.
caregiver for the family members.
Hmm.
And to get out from that, it takes a lot of mental capacity and reframe and shifting. And we say the word healing in between
Yes.
to get to that transformation of what life they do. And also, you mentioned about sharing and
Hmm.
giving doesn't have to be monetary. It is
Hmm.
about a gift that a person have to make
Yes.
the meaningful life so people
Hmm.
feel as if life is livable and they can dream again.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, one lady, and I just found out that when I discussed this with her a while ago, and she thought it was wonderful. And the other day I found out she actually started, she doesn't need to work. She's retired, and I know they're very
Mm.
well off. And I don't even think she would want to be, or find something that she wanted to do. So she went to serve in a soup kitchen. And I thought, wow, that
Mhm.
was really something. She'd rather go in, do that like once a week or twice a week and leave rather than becoming involved. And that's okay too, because we
Yeah,
all have gifts in every direction. We don't
yeah,
have to be in a box. We all have so many unique ways that we can serve, that we can, take what we have out into the world, navigate
yeah.
this whole, it's like navigating a whole new life when, women have to decide. And it takes a lot of courage too.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like every chapter of life, every decade or
Mhm.
new
Yes.
life event become like a new revealing the onion got peeled off and we have to adapt and learn.
hmm
Yeah, and
hmm Yeah.
or
That's what I
yeah.
call. I call the phase two of our life, of women's
Oh,
lives, the navigator's phase, whereas you find you have a lot of freedom because
oh,
especially I know for myself, because I got my first child when I was 21. So by the time I was 45, I had a
yeah.
24-year-old and you know what? So I had all this freedom. And where was I going to put all this energy and all this everything? So I started doing workshops and training. Well, there were a lot of transformational workshops that I did, and I even got hired every Friday at a
Mhm.
human resources um, place not too far from where I live for sort of giving, how shall I say, pep talks to the people
Oh
who
yeah.
were no longer working, and just giving them a lot of, you know, uplifting ways of
Hmm.
looking for a new job, of especially having more confidence in themselves,
Yeah.
because we had about 50 to 60 people in the group every Friday, and I think they called it Fabulous Fridays or whatnot. It wasn't fabulous because these people were really needing to work and find a job. And
See.
I sort of presented to them workshops and gave them pep talks and gave them mostly, I think, a lot of confidence in themselves, because
Mm.
that's some of the work that I have done. And I just loved designing the workshops and presenting them. But I just thought of that, there's so many areas that we can help people. And I'm just so excited. I don't know where I'm going to land exactly, but I am looking forward to it. And one
Yeah.
of a girlfriend of mine, she's like 10 years younger than I am. And she said to me, well, how in the name of heavens can you find a purpose? She said, I'm 70. How can I find a purpose in my life now? And I said, really? You don't have a purpose? No, she doesn't. She, I mean, she's got a lot of money, so she travels a lot, but I could see she's not really happy. So I thought, okay, I'm I'm going to be talking to you about finding a purpose, because
Yeah.
there's people that don't think that they can find something to do or become, or their dreams and goals just are like I guess, in a refrigerator, and it's there staying there, cold storage. Yeah.
It takes a lot of healing or let's say internal work to reconnect with the root.
hmm
And I can understand where she comes from too, especially when, for example, from my culture and my background, that we are like, make sure you achieve this, make sure you expect and you meet the expectation. Like
hmm
those are just lay down. There's a
Yeah.
path you follow until you stop following it, then people will staring at you. We will receive eyes and we just receive like quiet punishment or the quiet like exit, like you don't belong in the area or the community
hmm
when you don't follow the same rule. And
hmm
I think that when my family moved in the US and when I chose the passion to go with the naturopathic medicine, there was so many conversation like, why don't you go this path when the traditional medicine is out there? And bless all the doctors. We go in with a very great intention to support and
hmm
help the patient. But at the same time, when we look at the system, we were wondering, is this what I want to practice and live for to help the
Mhm,
patient get the best outcome? Or is this going to
mhm,
really make me burn myself out and also the
mhm,
patient doesn't have a very great income outcome? So at the end, I chose my choice, and my family didn't like it. And that's the reason why I got away from my roots so much because I feel like there's trauma, there are rejection,
mhm,
and they are being disliked, and it's very hurtful to feel disliked. So I just
mhm,
go far away, do my studying, associate with community of multicultural because we
mhm.
felt the same way. It's like a being outcasted from another system.
Yeah.
And recently, I reconnected with my root by going to the temple, Vietnamese temple, and
Right.
I used to teach Vietnamese language. And that was when I was in high school for about 2 years. And now I realize I just feel like I love my culture, my people, but I don't like the rejection that I perceive they may put upon me because of that history that I lived
Mhm.
through. And this can be for any younger generation
It
Vietnamese
is.
I can feel too. And I
Mhm,
feel like, wow, when I'm there to just teach Vietnamese, I don't care what people think about my profession or what people believe in it. It's okay. Put a blinder on, know what you're looking for, what's your purpose of your showing up
purpose.
there,
Yes.
and give and serve. Yeah.
That is so rich. What you just said is so rich because I have come from a cultures that are completely different as well. I wasn't born in Canada. I was born in a British colony called British Guiana, and it's in
Oh,
South America. And now it's known as Guyana. And it was multicultural from the beginning. And then, of course, there was
oh.
a lot of stuff happening. And because there was a lot of, then all the cultures started fighting together. Then is when I
Mm,
left with my family and we came to Canada. We left everything. We left our house, we left our cars. We got 5 suitcases, a suitcase each, and we came to
mm-hmm.
Canada because I had family here. So we immigrated here. And what I learned, Evelyn, which is really interesting, and I've written about it in one of the books that from the, it's in a journal that about 5 of us wrote our stories, and I wrote about it, and it's called A River Called Change. And change is something that helps us to grow. And you having changed, you having looked at change within your actual system of ancestors, you have
Mm-hmm.
brought change. You brought a new beginning to them. And everybody coming after you is going to be really very happy that you were the one that made that change.
Yeah.
And that is something a lot of us never think about. I mean, I made a change. I just said, no, I'm not staying in this type of, uh, dog eat dog, and this person doesn't like this person because of their color and because of their
Mm-hmm.
accent or whatnot, because we all lived together. Like my husband's cousin, who was Portuguese, married a Vietnamese guy, and this other person married somebody else from India, and nobody looked at the color of your skin and things like that then. And then all of a sudden that happened. So I just brought my family here, and I wrote a story about new beginnings. And
That's
sometimes
beautiful.
this is what happens. You have started within your culture, within your family, a new beginning. You've taken them away from the status quo. And
Yeah.
this is what Evelyn is doing. And I'm sure in their hearts, they are just so thrilled what you're doing. Yeah,
Thank
because
you.
you dared to change and do a new
Yeah.
beginning and take your family lineage into a completely different area.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
for bringing the hope and the um, powerful empowerment statement so therefore a person can feel anchored. It takes a lot of practice, and I think that
Hmm.
journaling, Tai Chi Qigong, whatever that embodiment practice to feel that
Hmm.
standing up for ourselves and recover the self-esteem, it takes a
Hmm.
long time.
It
Yeah, but
does, but
thanks for
it
that
makes you
energy.
strong. That energy you carry now, that strength, when you walk into a room, you don't even know it. But I watch you when we're on the
Mm.
videos when our
Yeah.
trainings, and the strength and the quiet knowing, that is something that energetically somebody who reads energy can pick up. And you got to be so proud. I just get the shivers because that is how you present yourself. And so much, and groundedness. There's so much groundedness in it too.
Mm.
So, yeah. So I must honor you too with your journey, which is so
Oh,
wonderful. And
yeah.
that's why I want to work with women because they need to have someone to hold their dreams with them. So
Yeah.
help them. You have the confidence. I had confidence, but a lot of them haven't got the confidence. And that's where I want to come in. I want to be that person there to say to them, you can do it. If you don't like what's happening in your life right now, or you know you can do better, just change it. Just get the confidence and know that other people are going to back you 100%. And
Yeah.
that's so important.
Yeah. And the first
Hmm.
step is to make a decision to change because if you
That's
don't, then we
right.
stay in the same
Yeah.
state, asking the
Hmm.
same question for a long time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. It's something I was looking at my book because I usually write down all the little stories and different things. And it says here, Henry David Trudeau said, go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined. Because there's so many women out there that has imagined, but they haven't got the confidence and they haven't
Mm.
got somebody behind them to say you can do it. And that's
Yeah.
what I want. I want to do that. I just feel I have lived and I've done so many things. I've had so many new beginnings. I have done so many things in my lifetime. And I still
Yeah.
feel that I have more, but now I have more to give. Because with my background, I have lived, I have traveled, I have overcome a lot of adversities in my life as well.
Yeah.
And I can say that I've always come out on a new shore of new beginnings. I wrote that in one of my articles. I always ended up on a new shore. And when I say a new shore, it's either a new uh, career path or a new place that I've at or whatever it is. So
Yeah.
that is just so amazing. But I
And
love
that's
your
to the
story.
resilience. And that speaks to the resilience of how much
Hmm.
adversity, how much you have overcome. And that was
Hmm.
the part where women, when we acknowledge that we did overcome something, we
Hmm.
sometimes forget that we give ourselves credit
That's
because,
right, we don't.
yeah,
So until somebody else sees it in us, and that's why I don't want the midlife for women to be confusing for them. It can be beautiful. It can be a new beginning. It can be exciting for them and joyful. And that's what I think the women are really needing today because as we were talking about, everything is so depressing. The news is depressing. This is depressing. And we as women, we need to just uphold that wonderful feeling of joy and anticipation because we're the creators of this world, and the
yeah,
men are there to assist us. And I know there's a lot of men out there, and I hope they realize that they have a really big role to play. We're the creators. They are the ones that are supporting us. They're our protectors. We're going to depend on their courage because we're the
hmm
ones that our ancestors have been waiting for. I keep getting that message all the time. So it's something that I'm going to talk about in one of my podcasts. We are
yeah,
the ones, the ancestors, these women that are been birthed into this existence right
hmm
now are the ones that carry the strength and the courage and the vision for the new world.
Thank you. Thank you for that vision. What would be the practical ways that you would suggest in this audience and this conversation for any women out there to like, how do I gain that confidence and energy just like you do? So therefore you can sustain that and find a purpose to anchor that in.
Oh, that's really easy to do. That's why I want to work with them. But I, I'm going to also do workshops whereby they can, free workshops where they can come and see for themselves exactly what it would take and how they can work through their life experiences, how they can share, and then they can decide, well, is this really for me? Or do I just want to
Mhm.
take a supportive role supporting somebody else,
Mhm.
rather than me being that person going out and doing the change, working with change, having clarity about what I want to do, communicating it to other people so that they can follow or they can
Yeah.
do their thing as well. But it's so much I've got right now in my mind, and I've been working on it and I've been putting it down step by step because I'm working on a course whereby they can just get that course and a 7-week course and just see how it opens them up. And if it's then something that they want and they desire and something they feel passionate about, then we can just talk about it and see how I can actually help them to navigate their future, their life, whatever. But it's all up to each and every person to make that decision because it comes down to us in the long run doing the work.
Yeah, that's so wonderful.
Hmm.
Thank you so much, Sharon. How can the
Yeah.
audience find you and how can they keep connecting with you to
Oh,
learn
well,
about what your course or the program is?
sure. Well, I can give my, they can send me a text on 905 three nine
Uh-huh.
two 1685. The reason is my website is almost been taken down because I'm doing a new website, but they can still get me through or just check my website, which is not exactly as it should be right now, at www, of course, Sharon, Sharon
Uh-huh.
Deryck.com. And that
All
would
right.
lead them, that would lead them right into my Healing Path Center old website, which is at this point in time, I'm redesigning and changing because I'm not offering past life regression any longer. I'm not offering a whole lot of other
Wow.
things that I did. The
Yeah.
trauma, like but one of the areas that I loved working with women, and quickly, if we've got the time, was the trauma area.
Yep.
Because when, you know this, and I know this, that when we have trauma, our cells protect us and our cells hold the trauma. So
Mm-hmm.
I was able to release my trauma for when I was 20 and I had a terrible accident. There was a terrible accident where 5 members of my family were killed in a car accident. And I never realized until I was like 40 or 45 that my trauma was held in my cells.
Yep.
And then it's when I was able to release it because a friend came and she said to me, guess what? I just learned a new trauma release therapy, and I know this would be perfect for you, Sharon. And I said, sure, work on me. And all of a sudden, the floodgates opened and I released everything. My sister, having passed, died, and the whole thing. And this poor girl, she wasn't a therapist or anything. She was just practicing. And she had me just emoting. I was crying. And then afterwards, I said to her, that's a therapy I'm going and study. And I studied it with the person who initiated and who teaches it. But every time she came in from Australia, I would go and I'd take the course and I'm advanced in that as well.
That's
But
beautiful.
there's so
That's so
much.
needed. There is,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
I do have
cells,
a
you know that. Hmm.
local chiropractor and different healer. They talk about releasing that tissue of fascia or that
Yeah.
energy level,
Yeah.
alignment of their spine, their
Hmm.
location. And that's the body keeps the score. It doesn't
It
forget
does.
until we learn how to release it. It's
And you know
beautiful.
that. Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Well, yeah.
I would
Sharon will
like,
think. Go ahead.
yeah, I just wanted to leave something with for everybody. I wanted to say to all the women out there and the men and whoever is listening that whatever we vividly imagine, we ardently desire, we sincerely believe, and we enthusiastically act upon will inevitably come to pass. So, whatever your dream is, whatever it is that you're holding it within, just know that it's there waiting to come forth for you. And you just got to be enthusiastic and birth it out into the world. And that's not my words, but that was by somebody called Paul J. Meyer, who was a transformational coach years and years ago.
Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sharon,
You're
for
very
sharing your
welcome.
wisdom and your journey so openly today. And
Hmm.
what I hope listeners take away from this conversation is that midlife isn't about fixing yourself or starting over. It's about
Hmm.
listening more honestly, that energy, that enthusiasm, and a confidence, and
Hmm.
honoring who you've already become. Like Sharon said, your ancestor have been waiting for you to become this version of yourself.
That's
And
right.
if this episode speaks to you, the audience, I invite you to subscribe, share it with another woman who need this conversation, and continue this with us. Until next time, take a moment to listen to yourself because your voice still matters.